Are you ready to kick it old school? Not like that, but with how we measure stuff. Now, I know that you're used to feet and inches and centimeters and meters, but then there was this old school way to measure things, and it was called the cubit. Now, you kids never hear about the cubit anymore, but back in the day, this was the way to measure something. Because you didn't always have a tape measure that you carried around to measure stuff with. But you always had a cubit measure. Because a cubit was the distance from your elbow to your middle finger. So wherever you went, you could figure out how long or high or wide something was in cubits. But that comes with a problem, because I'm 3.9 Pastor BK cubits, but I'm 4.5 Alice King cubits. So my cubit is good for me, but not for anybody else. Also, come to think of it, my cubit is as big as it's going to get, but Alice's might even get bigger as she grows. This is hard. In fact, our lives get messy when we use changing ways to measure how long or wide or high something is. So maybe what you need is a ruler. You know, because a foot is always a foot. An inch is always an inch. You know, this ruler can remind me of something else too. Because our lives can also be messy when we use changing ways to measure how loving is loving, how kind is kind. I have one way to measure kindness to someone that I like, and a completely different way to measure how kind to be to someone who's mean to me. But this ruler reminds me that God is the never-changing measure. He's the perfect measure for everything that's loving, everything that's patient, everything that's kind. In the Bible, God tells us that Jesus Christ, who is God, is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So even if one day we change how long a foot is, or an inch, or a mile, you can know that God never changes. And his love for you never changes either. So when you put up your tree this year, when you decorate it, why don't you hang a ruler on there too? And that's a reminder that Jesus was God's unchanging plan to show his love for you.